something a little bit different today and playing some of the new Diablo expansion. Because it just launched today, Activision were nice enough to send over a copy. So I thought I would give it a try. Let's see how it goes. I've suddenly realized that I've got a load of random Twitch messages. That's super weird. Let's ignore that for now. Hope you're all doing very, very well. So yeah, I'm going to be playing Diablo over on the Xbox today. Just because that's why I play Diablo. I know it seems weird, but ever since Diablo 3 came out on console, I've kind of preferred playing Diablo on console. I thought it's been a bit more fun. So that's what we're going to do. Oh. Console capture is loud. There we go. I can reduce it a little bit.
2.0.2.584.
Here we go.
Prod.
Hi Finley, hi Adam. Holiday went well. Yes, yeah, the holiday went surprisingly well, considering we essentially went to the edge of a hurricane. It went surprisingly well. There was a slight worry at the beginning there. I'm going to move this camera a little bit. There we go, that's better. Yeah, there was a slight worry at the beginning of it that maybe we were going to be in a bit of difficulty, but it ended up being okay in the end.
Logging into battle, queued for login.
Which is nice.
To Diablo 4 services.
That's all on, that's all on.
Right action button cancel. Logging into Diablo 4. Right action button downloading data. Right action button cancel.
What is all of this? Why is the audio? There we go. I can turn it off now. I was like, why is this still happening? Yeah, I can tell. I don't need this feature. Hi, Majok. How's it going? Disable. There we go. That's fine. I'm gonna leave it like where it is, just because, although I can't really see, I don't think that's necessarily a fault of the game. Standard highlight is fine. I haven't played Diablo on this Xbox for a long while, so I'm guessing it's struggling. That's fine. Yeah, medium's okay. Subtitles. I prefer not to have subtitles, to be honest. I don't mind the dialogue ones because you don't really see it, but I don't like the cinematic ones. That's the first cutscene, isn't it? That's not the new one. There we go. Vessel of Hatred. Enter Nahantu. So this is really what we're here for. This is what we're really doing. It's playing the new Diablo expansion. It came out today. It's called Vessel of Hatred. So there's a new class, Spiritborn, which I'll be making a character of. And then you get a new location, Nahantu. And then there's also a new Dark Citadel co-op endgame thing, which I don't really know what that is. But hopefully we'll work it out. But I'll talk to chat a little bit as we're going. So, good morning, Liam. How was Dollywood? Dollywood was really good, thank you. We were really lucky with the weather in Dollywood. It was like, and Holiday World really, but Dollywood especially. It was actually quite sunny in Dollywood. And they were doing their Halloween thing, so the park was open till like 9. I think it was 9 or 10, both days we were there. So it meant we got to go on like all the rides in the dark and stuff, and it was empty. Like the park was just dead. In a nice way, like not in a no atmosphere way. There was enough people around to give it an atmosphere, but there were like no queues for anything. There's a bit of a dream to be able to go to like world-class theme parks like Holiday World and Dollywood and have like 0 queues. You know, rides like Lightning Rod, Big Bear Mountain, the Voyage, all of that sort of stuff with no queue. Just amazing. So that was really good. Hopefully the weather wasn't too bad either. Yeah, it was like the first few days it was really rainy. We were in Nashville and went to like the Grand Ole Opry and stuff, and it was chucking it down with rain. And then when we were driving, there was a lot of rain. But like the second night we were there, we got to this hotel in Owensboro, which is like on the Kentucky-Indiana border. And that was like just, I think, as the hurricane was hitting North Carolina quite badly. And where we were like in this little hotel next to a river. It was in Owensboro, but it was like in an area where like there wasn't much around. Like it was, you know, like a little industrial estate type place. And all the power went out in the hotel, and that like started making us worry a little bit. Finley, thank you very much for resubbing. Appreciate that. Yeah, it started being a bit like that was a little bit worrying, you know, when all the power went out and we were like, oh, we're next to it, we can see a river, but it's getting dark, we're not going to be able to see it soon, and now the power's gone. And we were literally starting to think like, oh god, should we just go back to Nashville? Like, should we do we need to cancel a bunch of stuff on this holiday? But then from then on it was actually all right. Like, it rained a lot while we were driving, but every day we were like doing something, you know, out in Holiday World or Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. It rained a bit, but or Dollywood. It was actually all right. We were very lucky with the weather. Good morning, Punto. How's it going? You need to get back into Diablo. Yeah, I've played it a little bit over the last month, just like dabbling, but I'm quite excited to get back into it properly. Quite excited. So I'm just having a look at why. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. I'm just trying to make my chat thing. I've got a new chat thing. I'm just trying to work out how to like make it a bit more. What's the word? I don't know. A bit easier. You never played it. It's really fun. It's really fun. Right, let's start recording. So, Season of Hatred Rising is here as well. So yeah, we will fight back against hatred, I guess. So, Spiritborn. This is the new class that we get. Oh, they've changed the character creator a little bit, I feel like. But yeah, I'm definitely going to play this. So, they're martial arts. They use this big glaive type thing. They mix gifts from animal spirits to create a unique style, which seems a bit like the druid to me, but we'll see. And apparently they're very mobile, so I think it should work well on console. Right, let's see. I quite like the idea of that with the skin and everything, but let's get rid of the hair, shall we? Oh yeah, that's better. That looks so weird. That looks quite cool, I think. That looks pretty good. Hey, Carter, thank you very much for renewing your membership. You went to Nashville for a software thing. One of the places you've been to an airport, an office, and a hotel in. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed going to... There's a mall near the Grand Old Opry called Opry Mills. I really like that. I'm not the biggest fan of the center of Nashville. It's fine. Just like a lot of American cities, it didn't feel super safe. I quite like this look. I think this is pretty cool. So you can choose what markings you have. I quite like that one that I had, but I'm just double checking that there's not one that's even cooler. Oh, that's quite cool, having all like the writing on it, and then if you made that like blue, that's quite cool, I think. Having like lots of scrawls looks a bit crazy. Bandit smoke. No, I don't need bandit smoke. Or do I? Maybe I do. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty intense. I like it. Alright, let's do that. We are going to be making a seasonal character. We're going to be starting with the Vessel of Hatred campaign. Can I just call myself Geeky, or do I already have one that's called that? Nope, that's fine. And then you can play all of these new modes, and it's kind of... Apparently, according to this, I haven't played the campaign, but I think I can just go normal or hard. I'll do it on hard. I think that'll be fine. Ducata, it says you renewed when you never stopped. I think it's just it does that every month. It gives you a chance to do that, I think. Is Vested of Hatred on Game Pass? No, you have to buy this. Activision sent me a copy, which was nice of them. Which was nice of them. The chat window looks cleaner. Oh yeah, I need to like just work out. I've completely redone the way chat works. Right, there we go. I've completely redone the way chat works, but I agree that I think this looks a bit nicer. You can see how many people are on YouTube now a bit clearer. Bloody hell. There is one person on Twitch only. One day I'll work out why I don't get any views on Twitch. But I'm happy you're here on YouTube. Alright, here we go. Sorted. Cribs, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Right, hard or normal? I think maybe just hard. That's fine. There's an interesting kind of argument to be made about Diablo 4, where when the game came out, it made more sense to play on normal because you'd kill stuff faster.
By 3 they come. By 3 thy way opens.
And a new one began.
It's a bit of a recap of the story.
The creators of Sanctuary. They each had their own twisted plans for humanity. Lilith most of all.
Salvation lies not in the light, but in you.
Our only hope was a wanderer who'd been fed the demon's blood. This bond with Lilith was the key to unraveling her plans. Others joined the cause. I, Loras, was one of them. So was my old friend Donan and Neyrelle. I wish things had turned out differently for her. We learned that Lilith wanted more than to empower humanity.
This key unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future.
She aimed to devour her father, Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. He was being reborn in hell.
He's still weak, vulnerable. I must strike before he can resist.
If Lilith succeeded, we'd all be damned. We had no choice but to follow her into hell. Arius and his Cathedral of Light were on the demon's trail too. An army of sheep led by a mad lion. The fool saw it as his destiny to kill Lilith.
The heavens do not speak to you anymore.
Through it all, there was another force tugging on the threads of fate.
Mephisto.
Mephisto himself.
Diablo lore is pretty cool.
To help the Wanderer hunt Lilith.
Adam, thank you very much.
For our benefit. But to save his own hide.
Yeah,
Perhaps
Jay.
he was
Would have been good
us to
timing.
join him.
Your lives and those of all humanity depend on what you do next. Choose wisely.
Neyrelle imprisoned Mephisto instead. Doing so also robbed Lilith of the power she so craved. I can't say what went through the demon's mind. Anger, yes, but was there more? Regret? Sadness? With her last breath, she warned us of a dire future.
Without me, you would have no victory.
Neyrelle went off to extinguish Mephisto.
They're doing an update. What are they changing, Jay?
Her heart was in the right place, but it was a terrible burden to bear alone. Lilith had been cast down, but our battle with hell had just begun.
See, I don't know the story of the expansions. Oh, is it not going to show any of that? Okay, fine. Apparently the expansions didn't. Well, not the expansions, the seasons.
Boy, young one, are you all right?
Uh-oh.
Nerel? Oh, you're not well. Please, 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 my child, let me help you.
Stay away from me! Nerel! Is that how I raised you?
No, Mother. But I must carry this burden alone. I must get to Akarat's tomb.
What's the rewind event?
Look at you. You're killing yourself.
I don't know.
You're kind of excited about the Halo news. Yeah, I tweeted a bit about it. I'm like,
I'm here.
I'd like to be excited. I'd really like Halo to be good again, but I am a bit,
I missed you.
like, the problems of Halo Infinite for me weren't with the engine. You know, as a consumer, it wasn't with the engine. Now, I obviously don't know how much of the problems of Halo Infinite were caused by the designers and developers having to deal with the Slipspace engine.
You monster!
Ugh. But, like, to me, the problems with Halo Infinite were to do with, like, you know, the story, the lack of kind of creativity in the environments and the enemies, the lack of content in multiplayer, the progression. Oh, you don't want that to happen.
Surrender.
No! I control the stone!
You hold the stone. You control nothing.
Oh, that was really horrible. Yeah, that was really like the arms being split. That was really gross. You enjoyed the Infinite campaign, but then that was really the first Halo game I played. Yeah, I think that there's probably brother, what's that? There was a weird kind of like, you know, some of the negativity I have towards Halo Infinite is because I expected more from Halo. You know, it's like the other Halo campaigns I thought all, even going up to Halo 5, I thought the stories were pretty fun and like they did interesting things. You know, every level would introduce something new and exciting and something different. And I feel like Halo Infinite essentially had the grappling hook and not much else. You know, the grappling hook was very cool, but it didn't really have a lot else going for it. Which was a shame. Right, well, here I am. I am level 1. I have poor loot. Where am I? I'm in Kjovashad. So I can't bother. I don't need to do all of these, like, things. What's this? This is the starting area of the main game, so I don't need to worry about this really. Apparently there's some stuff in my house. That's like, yeah, the inn. Let's go up and see what it is. We've got some new looks apparently. Oh, me. There we go. I've got a little pet cat and a dog. I'll put a little cat on, why not? No, well, I hate this. You have to like select it and then you have to press Y. There we go. Where's my cat? Equipped. Yeah. Oh, he's down there. I see. He'll follow. There he is. Oh, I love my little way of jumping now. Look at this. I was like, oh, I can put skills in already. I do have 5. Okay, I haven't looked at any of this, so I don't know anything about any of the skills. I like how they've made the frames a bit fancier. So I'll be doing all this blind. There's no kind of meta going on here or anything like that. Music is so good. Do-do-do. So I have rock abilities where I can rush at a target and clobber, like the Thing. That's gorilla, apparently. So that will, yeah, just punch people and generate some vigor. I can do a thunder spike, which is eagle related, so I jab forwards a bit faster and it reduces my evade, so that'll be good for running around, but obviously it does less damage than the bear one. I've got thrash, which is the jaguar one, so I dive at enemies and then slash around. Fire damage, apparently. You can get ferocity. And then you can get withering fist, which is a centipede thing, which gives you poison. Now, as much fun as using centipede abilities is, I don't think poison is that useful lower down, because you kill stuff too fast for damage over time stuff to matter. So I'm gonna go with eagle, I think, because eagle sounds cool. Thunder spike, yeah, a bit more vigor if I've been moving around. Oh yeah. That's pretty cool. And then I can start doing some of this. So I've got crushing hand, which smacks down. Quill volley, which gives me a ranged attack. Claws that rake through, or stinger. Lots of poison enemies. I'm going to stick with eagle. You can like respec really easily in this, so. There we go. I'm going to be all eagerly. I'm going to be jumping around.
Not ready yet.
Having some fun. What have I got? No. Priority quest available. Yeah, that's what I want. Hi. What happened?
She suffered.
Hey, El Diablo.
I will tell you what you wish to know. It started last night with the tolling of the bells.
I don't know, House, maybe not. I thought I had. I definitely did all of the finding all the collectibles and opening up all the points, and I thought I'd done all the side quests as well, but I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Did they add anything in the seasons that you have to do? I did. I think I did pretty much everything in the vanilla version of the game, but then I didn't do anything in the seasons. Don't forget to like the stream, by the way. It does help out.
Today we gather to witness the dawn of a new age. One made possible by the courage and
Oh, I thought she was dead.
of our father, Narius. Uravar and I have returned from the depths of hell, bearing his message, along with the scars of our trials, to show that our devotion has not wavered.
In hell, I was cleansed by battle and flame.
Battle!
Doubt and wickedness were burned away. But in the end, I was preserved. May all who serve the light do the same.
Oh, he seems like a bad guy, doesn't he?
This man is a mercenary, sworn to the service of the murderer, Lorath. He tried to hide the Horadrim girl, Neyrel.
I definitely did all the statues.
A girl.
I said I did everything in the vanilla version, just not anything in seasons. Maybe I missed some side quests or something.
I battled in hell.
Do you agree to repent of your sins and walk with us in the light?
I do. Bless you, Reverend Mother. Thank you. In the name of the Holy Father, I swear it.
I don't feel like it's going to go well for this guy.
With all due respect, Reverend Mother.
Hey, Ultra. Yeah, I had a good time, thank you.
His mercy was great, but did he not also preach justice? Where then was the mercy for Yosef when Lorath slaughtered him?
Uravar.
What does it say about the cathedral if we allow such sins to go unpunished? Neither Lorath or the girl have been found. We have gained nothing.
Do you like my new t-shirts?
Is he owed mercy?
It's pretty cool.
Or is
It's cost me like $12.
justice?
Justice! 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 No, please!
Oh, I thought he'd shoved that through him.
I repented!
Ah, he probably wishes he had.
You see, his sins were too great, too deep, and his faith was not strong enough to preserve him. Evil will no longer be
This guy's not a good one.
in sanctuary.
He's a bad egg.
We will show the heavens that we are worthy.
Yeah, I think it's a cool shirt.
I'll not have the faithful of Inarius shedding tears for a sin.
Urivar, this guy.
I won't say it twice. Where's your decency?
Let me have a look. So, I've done... Claim rewards. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. So, yeah. So, I've done all the statues. But the waypoints, I think, do they relock or something? I think maybe the statues relock. And the strongholds you have to do again. And the side quests you have to do again. And the side dungeons you have to do. There's so much stuff you have to do again. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. I got an extra point from doing that. Right, what else can I do? Quill's Follies fly further and converge with critical strike for every point of figure you have. Yeah, I'll just do extra feathers, why not?
Can't do that here.
Hi, Urivar.
What a dismal, faithless existence. Lorath's no stranger to it. Buried his own tread carefully, wanderer.
That sick
Let's go find Lorath.
already sent his zealots after Lorath. The old man better still be alive.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do, 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 do. I don't know why I've got the Pirates music stuck in my head, but I have, so let's deal with that. Do-do-do-do, biddy-boo-boo, biddy-boo-boo, biddy-boo-doo. Stable Master. What other horses do I have? Apparently I've got loads of famous horses. I quite like the Scully one. That's quite cool. Mount armor. These all look silly. That one's okay. Let's just put that one on. And then... just got a decaying shaman skull. Can I fight something? I kind of want to see how this thing fights. Any enemies? What the hell? Why are you guys attacking me? Woohoo! Okay, that's pretty cool. So I can do this where I like jab forwards with my glaive, and then when I jump past someone, I should be hitting them as well. It's pretty cool. Oh, cool little Diablo. Cool, cool, cool. What?
Need more time.
Yeah. Oh, I can see. Here you go. Fly into the air? Yes. Woo!
You there, please help.
It's too late for you, mate. Oh, so that's like an escape, really.
Not ready yet.
Yes.
I'm low on vigor.
It's weird when you don't have many abilities. Everything feels really clunky, so I just got a message. I'm just checking it's not anything important. No. Right, so I've got my chest. That will give me quite a lot of extra effect. Yeah, I don't know. So let's read this properly. Fly into the air creates a cloud which makes enemies vulnerable. And then I can do extra stuff with... What else do you do? Next hit is gives you guaranteed critical. Kills something vulnerable, makes you unstoppable. Or if I do the vortex... Yeah, vortex doesn't seem that interesting. Toxic skin. That's quite nice. Ravager. No, I quite like this. I like this, like, high movement.
You there? Why do you approach the house of a known heretic?
I want to stab you. Let me through.
Try me again, and you will join the condemned
Yeah.
sin. I will ask only one.
Did I see Jack's new video on the Nova game? No, I don't think so.
I know he's a
Does it look good?
and a drunk, but he's not the one burning people alive.
There's a bunch of new games I've seen people playing that I haven't had a go at yet.
You will atone.
You will atone. Oh no, I'm gonna have to kill you all. Woohoo!
I'm low on vigor.
Ba 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 ba. Well, you're not gonna live, are you? Everyone else. I don't know how to control that very well, to be honest. Ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-ba-dum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum. Yeah, I don't know how to control this thing when it's just like... You just kind of shoot off in a random direction, it seems. Still... Have I played Forever Winter? No, I did see a video about that. I didn't think that Forever Winter looked that great to me.
Not ready.
Woohoo!
I don't have enough vigor. Need more time. I don't have enough vigor.
Don't know if Eagle is doing enough damage for me.
Need more time.
Maybe I'm just not playing it right. That Eagle thing seems rubbish. I might get rid of that. Right, let's see. So that's not an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. That is. That's better. That's not. That's not. Let's maybe get rid of this. But try this one instead. Have we got an extra one? Yeah, yeah. Critical strikes. Oh, some enemies here apparently. Where are you? Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Being able to like pull people in towards me is much better. But he's not going to be in here, is he?
I wish you'd arrived a moment sooner.
Hey, Noel. How's it going?
No. Shins.
You don't want the shins to be broken.
Dead weight.
Looks like I'd enjoy it. Cool, have a look. Yeah, that Forever Winter. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good eventually. I think that's the sort of game where I'll probably wait until it's like properly finished.
First time I got caught. Brought a message for the old
I like
man.
the style of it,
We
but
found Neyrelle.
Neyrelle? Is she safe?
A friend of mine is keeping an eye on her. The
yeah, I
Stills
don't know.
Reher, biggest man in Viakul. He'll know where she's gone.
So many corpses, always leading to you. And who is this?
Who is this? What are you doing here, brother?
Aid. Haradrim. Lorath. He was profane, yes, but reliable. I see he isn't here. Where is Nerel?
As if I'd answer now.
Leave,
So what was that game you were
Your
talking
nights
about
are
that Jack did a video on?
No sense in
Hoverboard
joining
and
them.
Minecraft graphics.
My knights? How poorly do you think of me that I would beat a woman
I don't know what
to death?
video you're talking about.
This was Urivar's doing, not mine.
Who is Urivar? What do you know of him?
He was just another man of faith. Another night
Can you
marching through hell.
find the name of
Nameless,
that game, Dr.
faceless.
Dynamite?
I never knew what he truly was.
I'm always up for finding new games.
Until now. A repentant man prays for forgiveness. And Urivar burns him.
You didn't.
No, I didn't. I am not your enemy, Wanderer. Not when your mind is poisoned against me. I see that.
It's no use talking to her.
Let's go find Rahir. Where is he? Oh, he's miles away. It's all the way down here. Soup.
Back in line. You want in? You get checked for disease like everyone else.
Can't I just like... No, apparently not. Gotta get checked for disease. What is going on here? Can I like snoop around? Oh, there's some bodies there. That's not great.
There's no more room in the hole. Greedy Hogdrum scum!
No coin, no deal. You want the blade, you pay the price. Find shade on your travels.
Nice, there's nothing there. So they said, do you want to get in? And made a big deal of it, and then I just walked around.
Axes, armor, pots and pans.
Hey, talk to me.
Lucky day, friend. You see, I hope the cobbler didn't send you.
I'm here.
Here, step into my workshop.
Yeah.
Faye, we have a guest.
Yes, Papa.
The best FPS he's played. Where is Jack's video? Why can't I bloody find it? Right, Jack Frags. Go to Jack Frags channel. The thumbnail is Doom X Titanfall. Oh, there we go. What, does he say it's the best FPS he's played? On here it says the coolest FPS I've played. Echo Point Nova. Oh, give it a look. What's that? Speaker right here.
Come, sit.
Yeah, I've got that wheel that I got when Forza came out, and it's like it makes me worse at Forza than F1, but it's like makes the game so much more fun to play. It makes them harder, but like more fun.
This is my daughter Fayira. We can speak freely here. Isn't that right?
I understand you've word of Nerel.
Yes, our friend Lorath was on her trail, but he left off. Didn't say why or where to. I saw her though. She came through town a few weeks ago.
How did she seem?
You needn't be so cautious. I know what she carries. I've seen what it has cost her. Last I saw her, she went in search of passage across the river, into Nahantu.
What? You just let her go off alone? You didn't even
Oh, I just got sent a copy of
What is wrong with
Silent Hill. Might play that tomorrow. Could be fun.
Could you fetch the set chisel for me, dear?
Yes, Papa.
Fahira is a foundling of circumstance, if not neglect. She and the welfare of this town are the responsibility I have taken onto my shoulders. Just as you, Lorath, and Narelle have chosen to carry the burden of creation on yours. I will not trade one for another. Would you?
I suppose not.
You care too much, my friend. But that is a glad thing. Whatever you need while you're on Geokul, I will be by your side.
Oh, cheers.
They've returned.
Uh-oh.
Stay with them. If trouble comes a-knocking,
Then I go to the hideout, like you said.
that's my girl.
I think Jack had his Labrador energy in for the game. Looks different when it appears on as Quake and ET. What do you mean Labrador energy? Don't know that. Wait, what's Liam talking about? What's Liam talking about? I don't understand. Was I not listening to the story, maybe?
Guardsmen, how many?
More than usual. The gate won't hold.
They must not break.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm killing him. Oh god, he's quite a big one. I'm scrappy. Doesn't seem like a compliment. Oh, I see. Sorry, I do a weird thing where I'm like reading something else while also playing. I got confused. I might try not Eagle for a bit. Let's respec. Refund all. Let's try the Jaguar stuff. Well, I don't know what Frosty does. Increase your attack speed. Nice. Let's go for Jaguar things. Yeah. Ravager. Oh yeah, that was sick. Nice. Confirm. Okay, let's try. I can do Jaguar stuff now. He gets enthusiastic about something new. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I do love new games. How do we stop them?
The infection started in Nahantu. I know.
Yeah, I want to go to Nahantu. It's quite a different style of play. To the hells with you. Okay, so that thing just lasts.
Flesh, gear, hell, even the grass isn't spared.
Oh, I got frozen. God damn it. So far, I'm not like amazed that like this class doesn't feel super different. Oh, this is quite cool actually. That's quite cool. The way I sort of teleport around, that's good. Yeah, I can put that on. I don't really get what this Ravage thing's doing. I don't seem to be getting any stronger with it.
I'm low on big.
What does it do? Ravager. Your niche roar causing for 6 seconds each of your attacks does extra damage. That's basically it. And then and then it's extended by 2 seconds per kill. And while it's active, I increase it. Okay, fine. Counter attack. Okay, so now I dodge a little bit. I'm quite looking forward to trying the centipede thing. I'm going to try it when I've got like more to do. Oh, did I miss one right at the beginning? God damn it.
Need more time.
The rot is thick to the east. Let's clear it out, stop it spreading.
Yeah, I'm not finding this class like the most exciting thing. What's down in this basement? Approach the cellar. But maybe, you know, it's early days. I don't have many abilities yet. Oh, God. This is quite cool, I guess. I can, like, charge around.
Need more time.
Do. Right, what else have I got? No. Yep. 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 So I guess the thing with the Jaguar is that like you start wailing on things and then it like it picks up. Like it gets stronger and stronger. You finished the main story. Yeah, the main story was good, I thought. It'll be interesting once I start fighting against some slightly tougher things. Like I'm only level 8 at the moment, so oh, yellow. That's going to be considerably better. A whole 8 extra something. What else did I get? That's better. That's not. That's not. Alright, I've unlocked the ability to reduce the cooldown. Yay. There's a cow. It's the cow level. The secret cow level is real. Oh, what's this? There's a thing. Can I not? Oh, there we go. Investigate. Am I strong enough to do this? I'm only level 9. I'm just a baby. It's probably fine. I can probably do this. This is fine. Ow, that actually quite that hurt a bit.
Not ready yet.
So there's some item here I need to interact with, probably this.
People of Kedges
Right.
faithful children.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, that didn't spawn any enemies. That's nice.
The vile priestess Hadar and her devils have burned our crops, razed our homes, crucified our loved ones.
I don't really.
They serve not Akarat,
Oh, this.
but the Lord of Hatred.
There we go.
Masonry stone. Magics. The aftermath. Arcane explosion. Not ready yet.
I'd like to have some sort of self-healing, ideally. Would be great. Hi.
This is madness. We will not survive.
No, that's not good. Oh, this is what happened. I hope this doesn't do it again. Oh yeah, it did do it again. Oh god.
Need more time. I don't have enough vigor.
I don't know if I'm strong enough to kill this thing. Ah, I couldn't get away in time. That's not good.
Need more time.
Woo! Ow!
Need more
Get out of here! Oh, is this... What are you summoning these things from? What? What's going on? Ah!
Not ready yet.
Yeah, no shit, it's not ready. Oh, I just had to hit it a lot. Turns out. Shockingly, the answer in a Diablo game was to hit something.
Not ready yet. Need more time. I am out of vigor.
Okay, now poison probably would have been a good thing. Ow. That's not great. Where have I got? No, over there now. Ow. God damn it. There we go.
Need more time.
Come on. I don't think I'm meant to be doing this at this level. Jesus Christ. That was a bit much. Yay. That was a lot. Like, that was intense. I can do a dungeon now, no? What am I doing? We got 2 levels out of it and a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'll take that. Why not? Yep. No. Yep. I'm getting hit a bit, but I'm okay. I'm still alive. Yep. No. Oh, I'm actually getting eaten by a bear. What is going on? Why does that keep happening? I'm going up here. Ow. I don't know what was going on there. I'm going to avoid it and just go in here instead. Yeah, that was intense. That was a lot going on. It's like, I kind of wish Diablo was more like that a lot of the time, where you're like, you know, fighting people a lot.
Not ready yet. I am out of
I didn't use my levels, did I? Crap. Yeah, you know where like you actually have to think about your fighting. It kind of makes the game a bit more interesting, but I think people don't like it because it's not like as efficient as just being able to fly through everything. Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. Right, and then I can decide what to do with this. Fine. And then I kind of want to boost that a little bit. Like, I'm still flying through these, but like when there's an elite, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge, which is kind of a good thing. Especially if it's one of these bloody icy ones. Ow. Right, there we go. There's a lot of enemies here. I might need to... I don't know. Can I, like... turn down my headphones a little bit, maybe? It's a little bit loud. If it's a bit loud for you, let me know and I'll turn it down. The game volume. It feels a little bit loud to me, but I just turned it down a little bit. Well, I suppose all the chaos, it should be loud. Might try the centipede ability soon. The Jaguar abilities are fine, like, they seem good, they just don't seem that interesting. That's the problem with them. Did it bring back any nice souvenirs? I've got obviously this very nice t-shirt. I don't tend to buy things, like, you know, we buy fridge magnets of all the theme parks we go to and stuff like that, but I don't really go away. I did buy the new Zelda game while in America. Foolish me thought it might be cheaper. And oh god, I wondered what was going on there. Now I know. Oh god, Butcher's gonna kill me, isn't he? God, no. Ah, I can't heal quickly enough. I can't damage him. I can't get him. He's gonna kill me.
Need more time.
Yeah, I'm dead. No way. Not even close to killing the Butcher. So the Butcher, if anyone doesn't know, is a random spawn in dungeons. He can just pop in and come murder you. It is vicious having to fight the Butcher. Volume feels good this end. Oh, cool. You're going to start it today? What are you going to start? This or Zelda? Yeah, Zelda I bought to like play when we were like, you know, because we thought we were going to have a lot more rain and stuff. So I haven't put loads of time into it. Probably about like 5 or 6 hours. But I've been enjoying what I've played of it so far. It's good. Very good. I need to work out who's going to play zombies with me at launch. So we still don't really know when Call of Duty is launching, do we? Like, are we going to be able to play it on Xbox on the 24th, like when it goes live in New Zealand? Are we going to have to wait for, you know, midnight on the 25th or some other time? It'd be nice so I can actually start making plans, because like right now I don't even know who's going to be free or anything.
Rejoice, my loyal servants. Word of your deeds has stirred the hearts of the faithful. Our enemies in Keshistan assailed you with lies and praise alike, but never once did your devotion waver.
Yep.
Now, Peace
Nope.
has come to this land,
Nope.
plagued
Yep.
by conflict and
Yep.
to your
Yep.
selfless and holy triumph. It is my honor
I can
to
do... Can I do an extra ability now? No, not quite yet.
of what was done to protect the faith and bring wisdom to the ignorant. Henceforth, you will be known as Saint Owen, Saint Amelia, and Saint Zeros.
Like, with this as class, I can sort of plow through these enemies,
Beacons of the Zakaru.
which is nice. I like the movement and everything, but... What's that? Oh, another ring. Yes. Always good to be able to fill empty slots up. Just looking for this Redeemer thing. I don't know where it is. Oh, what's this? Retry, and just gold. Well, I don't have much gold, so that's not a bad thing. Got a little bit of extra gold.
Not ready
I was thinking about playing something like Deadlock this week. I don't know. It's older, yeah. Yeah, there's I kind of want to work out what to play while we wait for COD, because I can go back to Warzone, obviously. I was thinking I was maybe, before I got a code for this, I was thinking about maybe streaming some Warzone this morning. But it's like, I just kind of know that I'm not like that thrilled about playing Warzone with the state it's in right now. Don't know.
Not ready.
Thank you to the people that supported my Satisfactory videos. Obviously, there probably won't be very many of them now because, you know, they didn't do that well, but... Oh, God. Yeah. This thing is doing some damage to me. There we go. Oh, a yellow weapon, that's gonna help. Ow. Ow.
Can't carry anymore.
I can though, can't I? So I can put that on. And then just ditch some stuff. Drop. Drop. Like, the money doesn't matter for these things. Yeah, that's better. You went back to Flintlock, haven't touched Call of Duty since Season 6 update. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of hard to get the motivation to play COD right now. So I've noticed, you know, Lackey's been playing DayZ, Broken's been playing some Battlefield and stuff. I've noticed a lot of people are finding other things to do right now. It's just like, it doesn't help, like the haunting event is normally like the highlight of the year, and I feel like this haunting event's been really bad. Or at least for me, I haven't enjoyed it. Yeah, this Jaguar playstyle isn't that exciting. I might try the Gorilla one. Maybe that'll be better.
Need more time.
I'm guessing the Gorilla one though will be like slower and maybe a bit more survivability. Maybe I'll try Centipede. Okay, so I'm guessing this is where I can go do the fight now. God, these things taking ages to kill. There we go. Right, let's maybe respec. Let's try Centipede. Right, Let's make things deal less damage. I can do a stinger. Oh, you can get some self-healing then. Oh no, but that's slightly better. Toxic skin. Scourge, cool for a wave of insects. Like, that's got to be good. Yeah, it's a little bit of healing there. Might boost that one up a little bit, and then I can get one thing in this. Touch of Death. Yeah, swarms. All right, here we go. Seems pretty cool. Yeah, got some self-healing with this, which is nice. Centipedes genuinely scare me. I once had to deal with a centipede that I kid you not, was like maybe 2 inches wide and 1 meter long. And it scared me. It scared me so much I threw it out of a window. Literally. The Satisfactory videos were fun to watch, but the game looks like too much work. Yeah, I can get that for sure. Quite like I could just make a giant centipede appear, and I don't really know why. Just poisoning everything. Giant centipede. I need to actually look at what these abilities do a little bit more. Like, I seem to be doing quite a healthy amount of poison damage. It is quite a different playstyle to the Jaguar one, in terms of just trying to keep these dots up. Look, you're already dead, you just don't know it yet. There we go. Told you.
Can't fit that in the bag.
Yeah, that's fine. That's actually not any better than the thing I already had. Oh, that's not going to be any better, is it? Dungeon cleared. How do I leave dungeon? There is a way to do that. How do I leave the dungeon? There's a way to do it quickly, I'm sure. I can just press A on this. An update every so often for the Satisfactory videos would be cool. An hour or so every often. Yeah, I'll like... I don't know. I might do. It's just like they literally got like 100 views. So it's like not really worth the upload slot, if you get what I mean. Where am I meant to be going? Oh god, stuff going on here. Okay, so that's going there, but I can just teleport back there, so I can go up here and upgrade my potions first. You really enjoyed the Bops beta? Yeah, so good. Delta Force is next week, is it? What is Delta Force? Is it a test next week, or are they actually launching it next week? I don't really know what's going on with Delta Force. I did a like little interview thing with them about why I didn't really like it. Which is good, you know, they're listening to criticism. I don't really know what an occultist is. By the way, am I in a season? Yeah, season. All of the things seem... all of the... like, seasons. I've got the battle pass things. I've got 2 battle passes to unlock, and I haven't found a single thing that I want to use them on yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll use them sometime. It's like the shop. I think they really messed up the microtransactions for this, where it's just like they're too easy to ignore. They're too easy to be like, yeah, this isn't really for me. Like all of this stuff. I don't know. I guess maybe it's because I don't really play this very much. Maybe if I was like super into it, I'd care more. You know, if like all I played was Diablo, maybe I'd care more about the way I look. But it's like you can barely even see your character.
I have some exile not.
Yeah. Oh, and what have I got? Another one. Yeah, there. Right, so what is my... what does this do? So that strikes an enemy and infects them, which does a little bit of damage and poisons them, and then it hatches and finds other enemies. And it heals me now, which is good. What else? What's that thing do? That thing is the Scourge, so that's the big old centipede that comes out of the ground. That fears and slows them, and every time I hit them, I get a bit of extra damage. And I get some healing from that, so that's good. And then there's this thing is just the armor, which isn't really armor, it just poisons people who hit me. Okay. Let's go back to here. Some event next week, so they're opening it up again. Oh, so it's still a beta. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bother with Delta Force. I don't think Delta Force is going to, like, do well. And so it feels a bit silly, like, getting in... you know, games like that, when it's like a live service game now, I've become one of these people that's like... it feels like it's worth you know, I've always thought it was stupid when other people do this, but I found myself doing it, where it feels a bit like it's silly to predict whether a game's going to do well or not, and then decide whether you're going to play it based on that. You should just play it whether it's fun or not. But with like the games of service, the little live service games, it feels like, oh, what's the point of like trying to get into it and like play it and like make content for it and stuff like that if it's kind of going to like fade away into nothing? You know, Grey Zone Warfare did. You know, Grey Zone Warfare had a lot of hype about it for like a week or two. Basically, when the creator beta was running, it was a lot of fun. And then it was like quickly, it became clear that it didn't really have any legs. You know, or it needs a lot of work being done to it before it'll be very interesting. And I think Delta Force is the same, where there was a lot of hype about it for a little bit, and then a lot of people were like, oh, this isn't like that much fun to watch. And when you're playing it, it very quickly became like grinding. Like I think the thing that clicked in my head that made me really not want to play Delta Force anymore was exactly the same thing as what happened with Grey Zone, where I started seeing people talking about routes. You know, so like they would travel somewhere and be like, okay, these are places where you can get good loot. So just spawn into the game, go check all of those boxes, get out again, and then go in and do it again and again and again, hoping that you'll get something good. And it's like, oh, that's not interesting. Like, that's not fun. And it's like, you know, at least in Delta Force, the PvP is a bit more interesting. But then I feel like I was massively outclassed in the last beta. Like, once I got up to space, it was like, if I was playing in the normal maps, I'd have a decent chance, I guess. But the fights sort of stopped being interesting after a while. You know, like some people would just have really good ammo and just would burn you down so fast because the time to kill so fast that it was like the fights didn't get that interesting. And then once you got onto Space City, you'd have teams of 3 working together who'd absolutely destroy you. And unless you were in a team of 3 working together really well, I just didn't find it that much fun, which is a shame. But I just think maybe those extraction games are not so great. But yeah, like when there's games like that and it's like, oh, it's probably going to...
I know.
Oh, I've got to do all of this again because I did that dungeon. That sucks. I mean, it wasn't that much, but still. A bit annoying. I'm just going to speedrun this. Something just like spewed a load of bile there. That was gross.
Flesh, gear, hell, even the grass isn't spared.
Even the grass isn't spared. Yeah, I didn't realize I'd have to do all this again if I went and did that dungeon. I like that ability where I make the big centipede appear. That's cool. Oh, hello. Some games may have the spotlight come off them, but there's a community that can sustain some careers. Oh yeah, it's not really about... It's not really about, is there enough people to make the videos worth it? I mean, there's still people getting crazy good numbers off like DMZ, and I feel like there's hardly anyone playing DMZ anymore. It's not about that. It's more about, I don't want to start getting into like being, you know, a Delta Force creator or an Arena Breakout creator or a Grey Zone Warfare creator if I'm going to get bored of the game quickly. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to, is like, it's more about, is it going to hold my interest? And when there's a lot of buzz around a game, that will keep me going, even on a game that maybe, you know, maybe isn't mechanically like the best thing. Like Warzone. You know, Warzone, I can still make content on Warzone and stream Warzone and still have some fun and have a good time and get an audience and all that sort of stuff, even when I find it a bit boring. Whereas if it's like the game is a bit boring and there's no buzz around it anymore, then it's like, it's very hard to sustain content on it for me. You know, I feel like I stopped making content on Grey Zone and Delta Force before the hype had died down, because I was just like, you know, could kind of see what direction it seemed to be heading in a bit. You play DMZ every day, still quite a big community. Yeah, for me, it's like not interesting. I know I played, like, from launch, I played a lot more DMZ than most people. You know, I feel like I did every quest bloody, what was it, like 4 times with every reset? And I've done Serpentine, and I've done that stupid tracker. And then it was like, oh, every fight's kind of getting similar now. And then, you know, now I hear there's like big balance problems with it and stuff. Get some quite bad lag in this. Which weirdly, you can't really tell to watch because it just doesn't show up, but still. Hey, Darkstar. Thoughts on new class in the expansion? I'm very early on in the expansion. I don't think I'm even... Am I even in? I don't know if I'm even in the new area. I'd say so far it's feeling a bit disappointingly samey. Like, you know how Reaper of Souls with Diablo 3 actually felt quite different. Like, the Crusader felt super different to play from the other classes we had. The area felt very different and cool. I haven't got that feeling yet with this. Yeah, no, I'm not in a new area yet. So maybe when I get to a new area, it'll feel different. But so far, it's, you know, it's more Diablo 4. Which for some people, that's what they want. But I'm yet to see the new. The story stuff is quite cool. Oh, wow. There's a lot of cows. You thought Fixate was the only person who still played DMZ. There's definitely some creators that play it. I don't think there's that many like actual. I don't think there's much of a player population. I know every time I've played it for a while, which admittedly I haven't played for the last few months, but every time I played it before then, it didn't feel like the lobbies were very full. And a lot of people, you know, obviously because everyone who is still playing it has probably done most of the missions and stuff. It felt a bit like people were just, you know, people were just spawning in, immediately going to do the PvP. And then, like, that was it. That's the only thing to the game. Which, like, one of the nice things about DMZ in the early days was the variety. You know, you'd be just trying to do missions while also having to do a bit of PvP. And apparently there's like been problems with like there's some shotgun they've made super overpowered again. And that's been like they don't have balance updates anymore, so it's just left that way. So you know, like that one-shot shotgun that I did a video of, I think that's pretty powerful. I mean, that's good then, D4. You've done all missions twice. More enjoyable than Warzone. Yeah, I can get that. It's definitely a lot more chilled out than Warzone is. And the map, you know, I prefer our mouse to Urzikstan for sure. Oh, we got a boss. I do quite like poisoning them, because then it's like you can, when you're dodging, you're still just doing tons of damage to it. Massive centipede! Diablo's had this thing for a while, which I don't remember from the first Diablo, but I didn't play much of Diablo 2, so maybe that was where this came a thing. That they've made Diablo really easy. Oh, hello. That's always interesting. Like, it's the same problem with DMZ, funnily enough. But yeah, like with the first Diablo, I remember playing through that with my friends, and admittedly we were kids when we played it. But I distinctly remember playing Diablo 1, and it was like a challenge to go fight, to go fight the Oracle, the Butcher. And then once you got into like Hell especially, it was like, oh, okay, this is super difficult. So we really need to think about like our build. We really need to think about like having the best possible gear just to be able to like push one more floor down. It was hard, like actually hard. And then there were like weird little bursts, where you'd get a new spell or you'd get a new piece of like equipment, and then you'd be strong for like half an hour and you'd be able to start plowing through some enemies and it'd feel really, really good. Or you'd be farming stuff, so you'd go back to earlier things and then you could plow through stuff. But progression was always like, okay, I'm always just on that brink of like, am I going to make it or not? And I feel like Diablo lost that. Like Diablo 3 and 4, like I said, I didn't play much Diablo 2. Diablo 3 and 4 have had this thing of like, you're just this like ball of death and you can play it completely mindlessly. And it's like, okay, if you push like the very like cutting edge content, I'm sure there's some stuff that's really hard. I know like Uberlilith was really difficult. But like, it almost feels like the gulf between normal gameplay and stuff like that is so big that there's nothing like really in the middle where you're just pushing up against what you can do. It's almost like they've taken the idea of a power fantasy too far. And it's the same problem in DMZ, that I feel like they made the AI in DMZ too easy. Like they made the bots and stuff, so they're like a vague annoyance sometimes, but you're not really ever like, you're not having dramatic, exciting fights. Like imagine if in DMZ, you went to like, what's that place where the mall is? That town. If you were in that town where the mall was, because you had a mission to go there and you were having to like really carefully like fight building to building, taking cover, scavenging around for ammo and armor and stuff like that, just to fight through the AI that were there. You'd get AI holding you down in a building and you'd be like, blah, 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 like trying to shoot and stuff, like getting suppressed. And it was really like, you were fighting to survive against the AI. And then a player turned up, and a player, the AI would fight them too, so they'd be scared. But you'd realize there were players, and you'd have a moment about like, do we work together to try and clear out this AI, or are they gonna like third party me and take advantage? Like that's to me is like the dream of DMZ. That's what I wanted DMZ to be. And the reality is, you just fly through places too quickly because the AI aren't really a challenge. They're slow to react. They're not that dangerous. They don't do that much damage. They're very easy to kill. And because, the way Call of Duty is with movement and stuff like that, you just fly through, like, somewhere like that place with the mall. You just fly through it, just like, bah, 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 and killing everyone, because it's like the power fantasy thing of being able to kill those people. And then the difference between fighting players and fighting AI is so huge that, like, when you fight a player, then you might have some like, okay, we need to take cover, we need to watch out for snipers and stuff like that. But the AI just sort of merge into the background. They're just irrelevant to the game, really. And I think like that's why I was always surprised when I was making content for DMZ that some people would be like, oh, you should be like doing, you should be doing PvE. That's what DMZ is really about. Stop always hunting for PvP. And I never understood that because I was like, the PvE isn't at all interesting. Like the PvE isn't, at any point, you're never like being challenged by the AI. You might get killed by them on the off chance, where a load of them drop in when you're in a bad situation and like they just kept respawning. That was normally the problem in DMZ, was that like they would just keep on respawning. You go to the flooded village or something and there'd just be so many enemies dropping in all the time and you started running out of armor and stuff, and that became a bit trickier. But generally they were just like an environmental obstacle that you could fly through. And I always thought that was a shame. I think they should have made it harder. And I think in Diablo, if you know, you going up against a load of demons, like just a pack of demons, was difficult. Like you had a challenge, like in, you know, something like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. That would make the game more interesting. And it's just a shame that when they do like more difficulty, whether it's in this or in thing, it's just like more of a, oh, the enemies will take a few more hits to kill, or the enemies will do more damage to you. It's rarely like, oh, these enemies are smarter, these enemies work together, there's more of like a variety of enemies, you know? I just feel like there's a way to do difficulty to make it so the fights against bots are interesting. And yeah, they don't really do that. That's why I keep doing these videos where I talk about how like bots are the way forwards. I think I think personally the way to make the big step that gaming will take, particularly with first-person shooters, but even with stuff like this, is just more interesting AI. Like AI that is more interesting to fight against, that plays more like a person, that you have to think about how, you know, you're sort of outwitting them rather than just overpowering them. And I think that that could be interesting. Like I was talking about this a while ago, about how one of my most memorable moments in gaming is in the original Half-Life, when you first fight against special forces. And up until then, you've kind of been fighting enemies that are basically mindless, or literally mindless. And they're very easy and they act very predictably. Then suddenly you fight against these special forces, and they're taking cover and throwing grenades and like covering each other and trying to flank you and stuff. And it makes the game, suddenly you're like, oh god, this is like actually an interesting fight. It's a memorable fight. Whereas every game that's done something where it's like, oh, this enemy has more health, or this enemy does more damage to you, like that's never interesting. Or, you know, think of like the fights that you tend to, that stick out and that you remember in games, like the Scarab fights in Halo, like in Halo 3. They were really cool because you had something that was big and very, very dangerous, at least, you know, when you first went up against it. And, like, you had to fight it in a very specific way. Like, even getting up to the Scarab, you had to think about it in terms of the sandbox. About, okay, what am I going to do that's going to lift me up to get up there? Or how am I going to bring the Scarab down so I can climb onto it and then fight? And then you had to go fight inside and stuff like that. And Halo was always really good at that because it was like, okay, well, like, these enemies have big shields and they have energy swords, so you need to keep them at a distance. Whereas these enemies will swarm you and will take over dead things, so you need to try and, like, deal with that so they stop respawning. These enemies will snipe you and they have, you know, like, different types of shields. And stuff like that was really interesting. And I feel like so many games, like Call of Duty's definitely got a problem with it. And even, like, a lot of multiplayer games, they just have this problem of the fights not being memorable, the fights not being interesting, because they're worrying too much about making you feel powerful. They're taking away that kind of thing. Because, I mean, you look at the games that people rave about, like Black Myth Wukong or Elden Ring, and it's like, what makes those games interesting isn't even really how difficult they are. It's how every fight you actually have to think about it. It's how many memorable moments there are in those games. Like, that's the thing that's good. I haven't actually played Black Myth Wukong yet. I couldn't get a free copy of it, and then I can't afford it at the moment, but I'll get it at some point. Maybe when it's on sale, I'll buy it. But yeah, it's kind of, that's what makes it more interesting, is having memorable fights, having memorable moments. And I think, like, you know, with PvP, that's what scratches that itch a lot, that you do have memorable fights in Warzone or in multiplayer or whatever. But then you've got the problem of, oh, people are finding ways to, like, minimize those memorable fights because people don't want a fair fight. They don't want you to be in a fair fight against you. So instead they, you know, they find weapons that have an incredibly fast time to kill, or they find strategies which mean that you don't get to fight back. You know, like they'll use UAVs and stuff to know exactly where you are, and then like come in really fast and glitch around, or like slide and jump and use head glitches and stuff. So like instead of there being a memorable fight, you're just like dead, and that's it, and that makes it less interesting. And so the answer to that, to me, is like, have interesting AI. Have interesting AI to fight against, where they won't necessarily do things that means you're always going to lose, but they'll do things that mean you have to think and you have to adapt and you have to change things up. And like that, to me, would make a game much more interesting. And I really hope that, like, online games move towards that, because I genuinely think online PvP can't work. Like, I'm so cynical about the possibility of an online PvP game being successful now, ever. Just because cheating is, like, impossible to stop. Like, I believe firmly that you cannot stop cheating in games. If there's a game that's popular enough to make developing cheats worthwhile, you cannot stop it, especially with these new things like, you know, the monitors that will let you cheat without actually touching the game's memory at all. So it's like there's no way to detect it. You can't know as a player whether another player is cheating. Like, I mean, already if you play Warzone, you don't know if the person you're fighting against is using a controller with extra paddles and things like that. That's already like a huge advantage they might have, and you have no idea if they have that when you go in to fight them. You can't adapt to it. You just have to deal with the fact that they might have an easier time than you. And that kind of sucks. Whereas like AI can be tuned and tweaked to be more interesting. And I really hope that's like the next generation of gaming. I think a lot of the reason it's not been used for a while is that I think it's quite CPU intensive and the consoles don't have good CPUs. So I hope the next generation of CPUs will, the next generation of consoles will have much more powerful processors so they can start doing more interesting stuff with that. Sorry, just reading a bit. You had an update recently to fix the UGL glitch. Apparently more balancing updates are coming cool in DMZ. Infinity Ward seemed to have shifted focus back to DMZ. I'm almost certain, Punto, that there will be 1 or 2 people from Infinity Ward working on DMZ at most. I really don't think there's a lot of people in Infinity Ward working on DMZ. Just from my conversations with the few Infinity Ward developers that I get to speak to, I do not think... Yeah, I think even when DMZ was live, there was a very, very small team working on it. And I think now it's an even smaller team that are still, like, you know, they might occasionally do bits and pieces. But Infinity Ward are, as far as I'm aware, very much working on, like, the future. The Haunting of Almas was awesome, yeah. Yeah, the Kona Haunting event is bad. Slade City, yeah. PvE only people are what caused Modern Warfare zombies. Yep. Grey Zone Warfare have big plans for their AI. Yeah, I'm very much of the opinion, like, now, I don't care what a company says. I think companies have, game developers, and this has been a problem for ages, but I think it's become more of a thing lately with early access and stuff like that, and live service games. Is game companies can say, you know, it's very easy to say, oh, we're going to make our AI super detailed and super in-depth. We're going to make our world super expansive and super immersive, or we're going to make our physics stuff. And it's like, okay, the game you're playing now doesn't have that stuff, but we're working on it and we will be able to do it. And it's like, you don't know if you can do it. But you have no idea. It's very, very easy to say. That's like me saying, oh, all my videos in future are going to be edited perfectly. They're all going to be at that sweet spot of like 15 to 20 minutes. They're all going to have like a really funny like moment sort of like every minute or so. They're all really going to have like build up to an amazing climax in the last 2 minutes. I can say that. I can mean it. I can want to do that. But it doesn't mean I'm capable of doing it. And it's like, sort of like game companies promising stuff. It's like, I don't care. I only get excited about games now when it's something that I've seen. And it's like, I think this is a problem for a lot of early access games, that they say all this stuff and then they let you play the early access version. It's like, oh, you can't do this. Like, you're not capable of this. This game is not that. And Grey Zone Warfare is a good example of that. Of they've been talking about a lot of things that will be amazing. And then the stuff that they actually managed to do is like, you know, night time. Which is not the hardest thing in the world to do. You know, it's not something that we haven't seen before. And not addressing the real problems of the game. And then you look at companies like, you know, Activision with Call of Duty or EA with Apex and stuff like that. And it's like, when they haven't solved the problems, you know, these sort of billion-dollar companies that have huge development teams, massive resources, more money than any of these other smaller developers, and it's like, if they can't solve the problems, like, do you really think it's because of a lack of imagination or commitment on their part, or do you think it's because those problems are really, really hard to solve? Like, this is what a lot of my online arguments about Call of Duty tend to come down to, where people think that I'm like a shill for the company. But it's like, I genuinely think from every conversation I've had, the Call of Duty developers want to make the game as good as it possibly can be. The Ricochet team want to stop all cheating in Warzone if they could. The Call of Duty developers want to make the game feel as good as possible, look as good as possible, sound as good as possible, be as much fun to play as possible. And the problem is that it's insanely hard. Like, just like mind-bogglingly hard, to the point where, like, deciding what to do is like the tiniest part of it. Deciding on a direction for Call of Duty or anything is such a small part, and that's the only part that people on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff and YouTube videos care about. Is like, oh, like, why did they decide to do this? Like, oh, they've decided to do the wrong thing. If I was in charge, I'd make them do this. You know, but they should do this. It's obvious. This is what the community wants. And it's like, the problem is the reality, like the barriers that exist in reality that stop you from being able to do those things. I've talked about this before, but I was talking to one of the Warzone developers back in, you know, when they did that big event at the end of Verdansk where all the zombies came out. I was talking to one of the people who worked on that, and he was in Twitter DMs, and he was saying about how it's all to do with a lot of the limitations on Warzone are to do with MTU size. You know, the fact that MTU size is fixed, you can't change it, you can't upgrade it or anything like that. It's just how the internet works. And it wasn't designed with gaming in mind, and it was designed a long time ago and hasn't ever been changed because changing it would be a pain for, you know, lots of devices that are a bit older and stuff like that. But that limits the amount of information that they can send in like an update. So in an update from the server to your computer and your computer back to the server, that's like, there's a hard limit on the amount of data that can be sent in there. And everything has to go through it. So like everything to do with updating where players are, which way they're aiming, what guns they're using, what skins they're using, like what noises you should be able to hear, what kill streaks are being used, whether doors are open or not, whether like redeploy drones are up or not, like what loot is on the floor, like, and a million other things. Like, they all have to be compacted into that MTU size. And it's like occasionally they find cleverer ways to use it, but it's a pretty fixed limit. And that means, you know, when they added the zombies in to Verdansk, they took away the metro stations, they took away the metro. And it's like, that was a clear kind of, okay, we've added this, we now have to take away something else because we are at the limit. And I think Warzone has consistently been at the limit. And so when people have wanted things like audio improvements or, you know, improvements to like hit registration at distance or things like that, it removes something else. Like, they have to, it's a balance. It's not like they can just make something better. When they make something better, they either have to come up with some brand new way of doing it, or they have to make something else worse. You know, they have to try and work out, okay, what are the things people don't really care about? So probably things like, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, when you played Verdansk, you could get those snipes from prison to the dam. You could shoot someone from that distance. I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally not possible anymore. And that's why Urzikstan's so flat. I wouldn't be surprised if you cannot interact with a player that far away anymore. Because they probably looked at the data and were like, oh, people don't really do this. Like, this isn't really a thing. And the only reason it was a thing in Verdansk is because prison and dam were both high up and there was a lot of low space in between. Every Warzone map we've had since then has either been flat or it's had a high thing in the middle that blocks all of those long sight lines. It'll be interesting when Verdansk comes back, whether that's still possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the sort of thing where they've been like, nah, people don't really do this. We can probably cut it out. Or, you know, like things that people didn't really love, like the planes or the motorbikes, things like that that got taken out. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if in future something like fuel in vehicles got taken out because they were like, nah, people don't really interact with this anymore. We can take fuel out and find other ways to balance things, because then you don't have to track how much fuel every vehicle has, how much fuel every fuel container has, you know, stuff like that. Because backpacks are going, aren't they? So if backpacks are going, surely fuel cans are going too? Surely? You can't have fuel cans without backpacks, can you? Interesting about the MTU limits, yeah. That's more than 0 people working on it, like it's been for the last 9 months. Maybe, but yeah. Do you think charging money for each account you create could stop cheating? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think it would stop cheating. I talked to someone else about this, about like why isn't Warzone like just have, you know, a nominal payment of like £10 or something to make a Warzone account. And then someone was like, oh, some of these cheats that people pay are like, you know, £30 a month. So an extra £10 to make a new account isn't actually that much of a big deal to people that are already spending money on cheats. It'd just be another cost. Like, it wouldn't really make that much difference. But yeah. Anyway, charging money won't stop people's happy for cheats. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've heard as the reasoning for why they don't do that to stop cheats, is that people pay for cheats anyway. Cheats aren't free. If people are already in a mindset of, oh, cheating incurs a cost, you'd have to make the game very expensive. You know, you'd have to make Warzone like 50 quid or something. And then it's like, how many people would be willing to pay that now? If they'd done it when Warzone was new, maybe. But how many people now, if they said Warzone, okay, to carry on playing Warzone, you need to pay £50. How many people would pay for that? Like, I think a lot of people would just be, oh, I can't bother. I suppose they could do a thing where, like, if you already have an account now, you're, like, grandfathered into it, and then you don't have to pay. But if you make a new account from now, it's going to cost you 50 quid. I guess they could do something like that. That could work, maybe. Don't know. DMZ cheats are being sold for $4 a week. And, I mean, DMZ is a market where they probably can't make much money. You know, $4 a week doesn't sound like that much, and I can't imagine DMZ. I don't know. I don't know whether it's easier to make a DMZ cheat because they don't change it as much, or whether it's just as hard because it's like part of Call of Duty. I don't know. I've got no idea. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting conversation. Let's this quarterstaff. What does this do? Each different basic skill you cast increases all your damage by 10% for 10 seconds. Spiritborn only. Huh. So if I have all of the different basic skills, I would be doing 40% extra damage. That is a crap version of that, but still, that could be an interesting way to build it. Right, let's try this. Respec. Refund all. So if I put all of the basic skills on... Oh, I've already got... Why have I got that? Oh, no, refund all. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. And then I make all of these skills better, maybe. Okay, so I've got all of them, and then what other skills do I want? I've still got some abilities. I could just try doing all of this, but I need a healing thing, really. What's the... That's the thing. I think that will heal me, which would be good. This is going to be a weird build. I don't know about this. Have I got a barrier that I can use? Yeah, maybe that. Oh, Oh no, maybe not that. Because I've already got all of these abilities that I need to be able to use all the time. Maybe I'll just bump another point in there and see, is there something strong? Yeah, let's put the points back into this. Yeah, let's get rid of its cooldown. This is going to be a weird build, but I quite like weird builds for Diablo. I don't know if you can work that out, Mark. I don't know everything about it, but as far as I understand it, that the hardware spoofing is like something that you can't. Like, Ricochet doesn't have the power to stop something like that.
I'd take you to Nerel, and
as far as I know.
That promise. But if the Hollows attack Geokul again, if Yira...
I understand. Go. See to your daughter.
Thank you, my friend. We'll meet further down the road and find Nerel together. I swear it.
Nerel was traveling by boat. The old bridge should have a good...
Quite looking forward to playing some Silent Hill. Might stream some of that tomorrow. Speak to Taka the emissary. No, I don't want to go do another quest. I'm going to go do this first. What am I doing? Just wait for the lighting to load in a little bit.
Even though you traffic with darkness, you have accomplished much good in the eyes of the cathedral. I can understand why Prava has tolerated you this long. But if the church is to survive...
They can't do IP bans because you have people who share an IP. Like at a university.
Rules apply to everyone, but they do not actually exist.
Well, I will play it tomorrow, Findlay.
That builds trust. The heretic Nerel has fled holy judgment. Wielding the very soulstone she stole from our brethren as they lay dying in hell.
Making people's PCs explode. Yeah, that seems like the sensible option.
Where is the girl?
I don't know what I'm going to do a video about today. I need to do a Universal video today.
I see no reason to help you find her, Knight.
How many lives will you trade to protect Nerel? Is her life...
I might hold off on some videos this week because it sounds like Call of Duty are doing stuff. They tweeted something about, oh, they've got more stuff to show off.
You bastard.
Maybe I'll do one about Halo. About all the Halo Infinite news. Not Halo Infinite, Halo whatever the next Halo is. Uh-oh. That was me! What?
No one is above the laws of heaven.
God, I hate heaven in the Diablo universe. Sorry, having that bright light in my face was annoying me. Oh no! Well, that's the end of Diablo. I got murdered. I'd like that Quinku, but can you imagine the people who already hate skill-based matchmaking being like, oh, I like, if I hit my shots because I'm really good, I'm a really good shot, now I've got to play against people who also hit their shots. Can you imagine somebody who is really good at shooting? Well, this is cool. Somebody who's really good at shooting being like, oh, now I'm just matched with cheaters because everyone else who shoots like me is probably a cheater. And people would do, if they knew matchmaking was based on accuracy, they'd literally they'd spend the first 10 minutes of a game just shooting the floor to get their accuracy down to like 0.01%. So they could go up against easier people. Turns out, solving Call of Duty's problem is hard.
Who are you? I'm the man who saved your life. Or Eru, if you like.
I watched on the plane. I watched the film Monkey Man.
Why?
The Dev Patel film. Really good. This character just reminds me a bit of someone in that film.
Your spirit board.
Yeah, Monkey Man was way better than I expected.
Look out for each other.
I thought it was just going to be like John Wick in India, but it's not really that. There's a bit that's like that, but not like it's not the whole film.
She's somewhere out there with a prisoner. A dangerous prisoner. I need to make sure she's all right.
We haven't been talking about matchmaking until just now, Athos.
Sounds like we should find her.
You're just going to help me?
Help is needed.
So this is the new area now.
Bound to be some sign of your friend.
It's kind of cool. Alright, I'll sort that out later. I'm guessing that's the seasonal thing.
Not ready.
So I need to keep that number at the bottom up to 4 basically all the time.
Not ready
Yes, I knew it. I knew those guns couldn't kill him.
Not ready yet.
So yeah, I'm doing like 40% more damage as long as I can keep up all of these hits. I don't know if that's worth just using like a bunch of basic skills though.
Need more time. Not ready yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think doing a normal build is better. I might go guerrilla build. Let's see how that goes. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. There we go.
I only lost a limb.
They wouldn't have Eru here patched her.
No,
I'm afraid you will need.
You're right.
Alright, let's try respecking. Yeah, this thing of... Let's try gorilla. Resolve. This reduces the amount of damage I take. Thorns damage seems useful. Smash down with devastating force. Does that do? Creates a barrier. That's good. Oh, so that's actually better. Wait a minute. There we go. Is there no gorilla thing for this one? I just want gorilla abilities. Gorilla. Right, here we go. Gorilla abilities. Armored hide. Just keep on getting stuff. Stomp and knock down enemies. I could also put armored hide on, I guess. I need one more. Oh, you can get a self-heal with that. That's quite nice. And then payback, smash enemies. Okay, so you can get freed from being frozen and stuff. That seems pretty good. And then I can also do that, which will give me more health whenever I use... Is that just whenever I use a gorilla skill I get... What is it? Oh, just extra maximum life. Okay. Oh, another thing. Becoming injured while crowd controlled grants you unstoppable. It's pretty good. Starting to get legendaries now, which makes the whole thing a bit more interesting. You watch Joker 2. I have heard Joker 2 is terrible.
Not ready.
Oh, this is quite cool. These gorilla skills are nice. Oh, hello. Good.
Not ready yet.
There was a reason I liked you.
Gorilla thing does make cool noises.
Need more time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I felt like a lot of people agreed with when Joker came out was that, like, oh, it's cool how it's like this standoff thing. Eminence, thank you very much for resubbing. Was that it was cool that it was so unusual and it stood out, and it's like it definitely doesn't need a sequel. And then they were like, yeah, sequel. They should have just done it with other Batman or DC characters. Like, I would have loved another one about, like, Freeze, or about something focusing on Two-Face maybe, or something, you know, even could do other DC stuff. Do one about Martian Manhunter. Do something weird. I like that I can just kick things over with this.
Oh, yes, but be on guard.
Inside, quickly.
Speak no evil's meant to be good. He didn't want to make a sequel, but then he realized that he could get a lot of money, so then did want to make a sequel. I feel like I haven't got much loot for a while. Hopefully I'll get some interesting legendaries. Oh, is it like, I feel like the, oh, it's laggy again. The, yeah, the different, like, branches in this, the different animals, don't feel like they make much of a difference yet. Like, maybe there'll be some that do, but it's like it does change the way things feel a little bit, but not in a super interesting way. This class has been a bit of a letdown. It's nowhere near as interesting as like any of the Diablo 3 classes. I just feel like I'm punching stuff, basically. It feels like a slightly less interesting version of the monk, maybe. Knocked him over. I like being able to knock him over, that's fun. I feel like I can just stun knock them.
Not ready.
Like, I can even knock over this guy. I'm guessing it'll just be bosses that I can't do that to. Oh, hello, there's an enemy. Where'd you go? There. Thanks.
Do they often do much violence? Only when they're you and
Oh yeah, I rewatched the episodes 2 and 3 of the Penguin last night. Really good, really like that Penguin show. I expected that to be crap. Way better than I thought it was going to be. It's funny thinking some animator had to work out how does a snake fall over. Because you have to be able to knock things over, and you can, but... Weird. Do conduit. Da 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 conduit. I feel like I'm just watching my action bar more than watching what's actually happening on the screen. I've never watched Bake Off. I've never watched an episode of Bake Off in my life. And it's not even like a contrary kind of, oh, it's popular, so I'm going to be cool and different by not watching it. I think it's more just that, like, we don't really watch, like, normal TV. You know, we watch YouTube or whatever. I don't often, like, look to see what's on TV. So I don't end up watching anything like that. Have you seen that new Harry Potter Bake Off thing? What's on my top? No, it is pod racing. It's a pod racing jersey. Because I love pod racing. We got it from this little shop that's a bit like Hot Topic in the US. It was on sale, so it was $12, I think. So it's like, what, a tenner? It's quite comfy and warm. My parents were going on about slow horses, whatever it was. That's the Gary Oldman thing, isn't it? I haven't watched that yet. I might give it a try. I'm always a bit wary when my parents recommend stuff, just so I think we have quite different tastes in films and stuff, and TV. But now that two of you have recommended it, maybe I'll give it a go. Rings of Power surprise you. Yeah, I found the first season of that quite boring, but I've heard the second season's pretty good. That's on Amazon Prime, isn't it? So I can watch that. I feel like there's so many things out at the moment. Like, there's a lot of stuff on Disney Plus, because we haven't had that for a few months, so I haven't seen any of that. And then there's so many games. Like, I want to finish Zelda, I've got Silent Hill 2, I've got this now. We'll have that Metaphor Fantasio sometime soon, when that comes out. That is apparently, you know, like, basically the perfect game. It's got insanely good reviews. I'm not taking much damage in this gorilla form, which I guess is kind of the point, but I'm also not doing a lot of damage. I don't have, like, an ability that does a lot, which kind of sucks. I feel like in this game, there's more of a... I might be wrong here, but it feels like there's more of a incentive to just go down one path. So to, like, take all the gorilla abilities. You know, like when you're a sorcerer, it's like, do you want to take all of the ice abilities? Because there's like... what do you call it when things work well together? There's, you know, when they complement each other. Synergies. There's synergies between a lot of the abilities like that. And it means that, like, rather than having, like, oh, there's big set of things so you can take stuff from any of them, like you kind of could in Diablo 3. In this, it's much more, okay, do I want to take the gorilla abilities or the eagle abilities or the centipede abilities? That's kind of a shame. I've actually got a couple more abilities to take. Do extra damage to knock down enemies, which seems kind of useful when I'm knocking down enemies all the time. Before long. Yeah, I do want to watch that. I haven't seen any of that because I don't have Disney Plus. We've been saving our money a little bit for various things and like trying to cut down on some of the crazy subscriptions. It's easy to end up with a lot of subscriptions. Right now we're torn between, do we want to try and update our kitchen, which I think we probably will do, or do we want to go to Missouri just before Christmas to go to Silver Dollar City? Decisions, eh? That's why I did some teaching yesterday, to make a little bit more money. Because while streaming is fun, I do make a lot more money if I teach. Why does that keep saying that on the left? Why do I keep getting a thing saying rekindled faith? I don't understand what that's about. You rotate them. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, I think. We always have Amazon Prime just because we order stuff off Amazon quite a lot. So that's like kind of useful. And I have YouTube Premium. Although I'm sneaky and get YouTube Premium from like Argentina or somewhere, so it costs me £3 a month. But yeah, the like Netflix and Apple TV and Disney, I kind of swap about
Not ready.
depending on what we want to watch. And the Formula One stuff as well. DIY kitchens is where you want to go. Yeah, we've been looking at that. There's some weird things with DIY kitchens. We were talking to an installer yesterday, and he was saying one thing to remember with DIY kitchens is that their cupboards are a little bit smaller than everyone else's. Like I think it's just the way they construct them. The sides are just a little bit thicker, which means you lose a little bit of space inside the cupboards. Not a lot, but like just it's something to think about. And obviously we've got the whole thing of like getting the measurements and everything perfect, because you're not having the people that provide it coming and doing the measurements instead. You just tell them what you want. And it's like, it's a bit scary thinking like, oh, what if we get, a counter that's not the right size, or end up with a gap somewhere. What we might do is just like get a fitter and then tell them what we want and then get them to do the measurements. Might be easier. Spiffing Brits having a nightmare with Ren. It seems like when you look at any of the kitchen fitters, like, some people have had nightmares with them, some people have had a great time with them. Like every single one has negative reviews and positive reviews. Very difficult.
Need more time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also like depending on what you need. Like I know Name Gear and Terrific just got their kitchen done, and we were talking to them about it, but they ended up spending ages because they needed like an extractor fan putting in, a fuse box changing and stuff like that. And it's like we're like at the point where it's like we could just get cupboard doors and a countertop. Like that's all we really need. Oh, and a new floor. Like, we need a new floor, but that's just, it's not even a very big kitchen. So it's like a few square meters of like vinyl or something will probably do. And then we need a new countertop and then a sink and the cupboard doors. The actual insides of the cupboards are fine. Like the effort of pulling out all the cupboards and then putting new ones in. It's like, if we could just get cupboard doors that fit, then why not just do that? But I don't know. We spent a lot of time in bloody home base talking to the people there about it. And it was very boring. Yeah. I mean, at least nowadays you can get reviews of people a lot easier, especially like local tradespeople. Oh, my single target damage is much better than I thought it would be. Look at this. Wrecking him. What's that do? Damaging an enemy has a chance to daze them. Not terrible. Oh, you can't put those as scrap. That's weird. Learn. Search for a way into the den.
They left the rope. Always have.
We're dreading it, yeah, Tassel. Dream doors. I haven't heard of dream doors. They just do covered doors.
More than once.
Never heard of them.
It's perfect for what I'm planning. My friend, this I cannot do. The knights know my name now.
Aren't you?
For years.
Island boat.
Years ago, I ran a mercenary company out of this place.
What is this rekindled faith that keeps on happening over and over?
But now, the fight's been brought to me. And I think I'd be more used to you as a mercenary, a shield for hire, if you will, than a smith. Though there's a chance you'll get both out of me. And my name still carries weight. The other mercenaries will be more likely to return if I...
This is cool. Is this like a base that you can build up? I love stuff like this in games. I'm such a sucker for little mechanics like this, where it's like, oh, here's a base, there's nothing in it now, but as you progress through the game, the base will get bigger. I love stuff like that. I wish the, you know, I know those games are pretty much perfect, but the Normandy in Mass Effect, I wish that had been a bit like that, that like, you know, as you play, I suppose you get more characters in the base, but it's like, it'd be cool if you could like make modifications to the ship. I love building up a base. Just lovely. Used to work near a showroom of theirs, no recommendation other than that. Yeah, the whole reason we're getting our kitchen done is because one of the taps is leaking, and I was originally like, oh, I'll just replace the like the little, you know, seal in the tap, and then it was like, oh, this type of tap, to take it apart, you have to like, to get it open, you can't just like take the top off. There's no screw on top. Instead, you've got to like take it off from below, and then it's like that's a whole thing because it's obviously connected through the sink and stuff, and our sink's kind of ugly. It was here from the previous people, and so then it was like, well, we kind of want to replace the sink, we need to replace the tap. If we're going to replace sink and taps, we might as well do the countertop at the same time, because like you know, it has to be the right size for the countertop. So rather than having to just get one that's the same size as the old sink, we could just get the sink we want and then get the countertop to fit around it. So we're like, that's cool. And then we're like, well, if we're getting that done, I might as well get the cupboard doors done, because the cupboard doors are kind of ugly and the floor's really old. It's just like a bit warped and stuff, where it's got wet and stuff like that over the years. And so it's like, it's sort of, you know, built up to do something. It's like, oh, well, if we're doing that, that goes through to the hallway. Maybe we should get the hallway floor done. And that goes through to the downstairs bathroom. Maybe we should get the downstairs bathroom done. Got a new roof and gutters, blimey. I've never even looked at my gutters. Luckily, we don't have any like trees that are like taller than the house nearby, so I think they should be mostly okay. We don't seem to have any problem with when it rains. God, last night it chucked it down. The rain was so heavy last night. It's quite nice listening to it, but it was really heavy. I wonder if we're getting like the after effects of all these hurricanes in America. I wonder if that's what's happening. Washer. Oh, what, in the tap? No, it wasn't a washer. Apparently, kitchen taps have some little seal inside them that decays. You know, like it eventually wears out, and then that makes it leak. Just move house. I mean, that's kind of what we've done in the past when we were renting. When we were renting before, if like I got fed up of the house, it was like easier just to move sometimes than complain about it and stuff. But now we own the house, it's a bit harder to move house. We do look occasionally, but house prices are crazy, like properly insane. What's this? The Protector. That sounds pretty cool. What are the other ultimates? The Devourer. The Hunter. That sounds pretty cool. The Seeker. Alright, I'm gonna speak with him, because...
Friend. For now, my friends from those days are...
Alright, so now can I go do the seasonal stuff? Normally you get quite good stuff from the seasonal things. What's new in the shop? Oh, what's this? Temple of Rot. The Fens.
Recognize it. I made it. I don't think Subo knows about my recent take the helm. Honor to help, friend.
Oh, this is cool. So we get mercenaries now. Is this new? Don't remember this. Cool. Yeah. I don't need that. What's this? You've been digging out your garden and removed the shed base. Oh, turns out once time there was a greenhouse and they used the windows as hardcore for the shed base. What the hell? That's awful. That's really bad. That is like, that's such a crazy thing to do. Like, it's just insane.
The spirit-born elders. I've been told that foragers meet me at the site.
What a crazy situation that is. Just have a garden full of bits of glass. I should really get on and make some videos, but I'm like, Diablo is very Moorish, isn't it? Very Moorish. What's this? Well, stop saying rekindled faith. I don't know what that means. Big gorilla. Cool down a massive gorilla. What is that? Oh, is that somebody else using the giant bird? What's the Chaldean plate? Yes, please. I feel like I want to go back to the eagle now. The eagle seems cool.
Over here, spirit-born.
Hi.
Look at this.
That man's been cut in half. Let's have a look at this photo. Jeebus. Surely someone could think it's not a good idea to bury broken glass. Come on, do whatever you need to do.
Indeed, it
We
is
just
the
found
corpse first displayed
That's true.
then.
What's this?
Need more time.
I can't get off. Whee! What is going on here?
Not ready.
Well, this is the Wanderer.
Not ready.
God, I do like no damage.
Need more time.
Oh, he popped. There's a big old pit here. These upgrades are not that great, to be honest, but they're better than nothing, I guess. I saw when we nearly bought a new build house, I ended up reading a load of stuff about people who had
You might show up,
But your crazy
like they got their new build house and then their garden, the first time it rained, they realized that the water wasn't draining away at all, and then they found that like their soil was like, you know, a centimeter of soil over just building rubble.
The old man ran off after it. Down by the cove.
Yeah, I heard loads of that happening. Just from researching when we nearly bought a new build.
Will you be all right?
We were lucky we dodged a bullet on that one, I think.
With this world. I'll join my ancestors soon.
Oh my god, I've been really achy since the trip. I thought it was just from the plane. I'm starting to think I've got some virus or something.
Such a beautiful place.
Oh my god. I do like this gorilla thing. This is cool.
What is this?
I've got to kill loads of cows for. Be a little side quest. I don't know if I can kill things fast enough to do this, but we'll see.
Not ready yet. Not ready yet.
Where the hell's the last one? There we go. The flat that you bought had no weight. Jesus Christ. We had, when we used to rent a flat, we, the one time I've ever lived in an apartment, we had the downstairs neighbour come up and be like, yo, there's water coming through our roof. And we were like, what the hell? What's going on? And then we got a plumber to look out and they took the bath apart, and then underneath the bath it was like all the wooden support for the bath was just like completely rotted, and the sealant hadn't been done very well on the bath, or it just like got old. And it meant that like all of the water from the shower was just like going through to the person below us, and it was like, it's so embarrassing. Not what you want. But these are all boring bits of loot. I suppose I'm getting XP and stuff as well. I'm getting XP surprisingly slowly.
What is this? Not ready yet.
What was meant to have a thing stopping that from happening?
What is this? More tracks. Seems I'm going the right way.
Yeah, like that's why we ended up not buying our new build, was because like we were literally, you know, we'd gone very far through the process. You know, we had a house, we had been like signing contracts and stuff like that. We were essentially just waiting. We'd got the mortgage sorted. We were just waiting for it to be built. And then like when we kept visiting it as it was being built, and like we just kept realizing like there were more and more like little things that didn't seem very good, and we were reading more about new builds being bad. And then we like there was just this stupid thing where I saw that air bricks they'd put like under the gravel, basically they put the air bricks like under the level of the ground, and I was like, well, this is stupid because rain's just gonna go in them and then we're going to have damp in the walls. And they were like, oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. The builders have inspected it and told us it's fine. And I was like, no, like, I went and found the building regulations and was like, here's the regulations. They have to be like a brick and a half above the level of the ground to stop this happening. And then they rang me after I finished work one day and were like, oh, we don't think we're going to be able to make you happy with this process, so we're going to pull out of this, we'll refund you, and we'll also give you a refund on all expenses. So they paid for like our lawyers' fees, they paid like a bit of extra money for all the times, you know, all the money for fuel that we'd spent going to the house and stuff. Like we didn't end up out of pocket at all, we just basically got out of it. Obviously what they want to do, house prices had gone up in the time it was being built, so they wanted to be able to like find someone and sell it for more money, and not have someone like me complaining all the time. But God, we dodged a bullet.
But I will not complete the
You dug it out.
until I am sure nothing.
That's all I want to do. All I was saying to them was like, look, you need to move this air brick, like swap it with another brick, basically. And they were like, they didn't want to do that. I think they used it as an excuse. But yeah, I'm glad. Because then we got this house, which was only like 10 years old when we bought it. And like it was, so it didn't have all like the same problems. Because, you know, people had lived in it and sorted out their problems. And it was like half the price, literally. yeah. And I'm glad as well, because when we bought it, it was like, it was one of those situations where it was in quite a nice place. And then before they even finished building it, they started building houses like on the other side of the road. And now it's like a really claustrophobic little street. It doesn't look anywhere near as nice as they were making out it was going to be when we bought it. What is it? Why is this so slow? Just killing some spirits. As you do. You're at this stuff breaking phase. Oh no. Yeah, we've been really lucky with this house. Like, there's some problems. Like,
This place, at least, is more familiar to me.
like, the people that make our air source heater and boiler aren't in business anymore, so we can't get like spare stuff for that. So at some point we'll have to replace it, which will suck. But it's working for now, so it's fine. And I've had to do little bits of plumbing here and there, like replacing sealant and stuff, and some of the coving fell down, which sucked. But nothing serious. Just like lots of little annoying things to deal with. Rekindled faith. Yeah, Punto Boy. I remember them saying, like, when we were buying it, they were saying about how, oh, the council will adopt the roads, and then bring them up to scratch and stuff like that, and like that'll all be looked after. And we occasionally drive past the estate to see what it all looks like, really, and be like, whew, glad we missed that. And as far as I can tell, the council still haven't adopted it. The roads are still like the building site roads, essentially. Do I like the ash? I don't know what that is. What's the ash?
Out to the spirits. Ask them for help. You must call for help from the spirits. It's the final step.
Oh, is this one of these things? I hate these things. Is that what this is? Oh, help. Yeah.
I need help. Aid would be welcome.
There we go. It's so silly stuff like that. Oh, the heat pump. Oh, I don't know. It seems to be slightly less problematic than a boiler. And it's nice not having a gas bill. Just having electric makes things a bit simpler. It's bloody noisy though. Like when it's working, you can hear it. It's fine. It wouldn't sway me either way if I was going to buy a new house. You know? I remember also with that new build, they said, like, oh, there'll be this nice, like, green area behind it with a park. You know, one of those, like, outdoor gyms and some play equipment and stuff. And then, like, when we've been around there, literally, like, while the houses were being still built, I think the park opened at one point, Then immediately some stuff was vandalized, and it's never been fixed. It's all been roped off, like, the whole time. Just so much like, oh, like, they can probably technically say they did stuff, so it's, you know, legally they've done it, but they don't actually do anything. Nationalize housing. That's what they should do. I genuinely think they should nationalize housing unless you want to literally build your own house. If you want to build your own house, fine. But if you don't want to build your own house, government builds all the houses. I'm a big fan of socialism and nationalizing bloody everything. As someone that has worked in a sector that was nationalized and then got made private, sucks. We'll still go to the lowest bidder. Yeah, but the government, in theory, it has to be a bit more transparent and has to abide, you know, like agreed, sort of voted on standards that they abide by, rather than just doing stuff to make as much money as possible. Like, I can't stand all these new builds where, like, they kind of look fancy as a showroom, but they've got loads of tiny little rooms in them. They're all like, they try to get away with building as many super expensive houses as they can, rather than, you know, whatever the community actually needs. It's like the same thing with education. Like, when the local council used to be in charge of when the local council would have a local education authority that was in charge of schools, people were always like, oh, they'll do everything with the lowest bidder and they'll do everything really inefficiently because they don't care about making profit, so they'll waste money and blah blah blah. So that was kind of part of the argument for building academies or turning schools into academies, where an academy trust, that was a private company, would run the schools, being like, oh, they'll be, you know, trying to make money, so then they'll do everything much more efficiently than the council does and stuff like that. And they didn't at all. They just made a load of money for a bunch of executives. They got a load of, like, high-powered middle managers and executives, and the schools are worse than ever. There's, like, more services being cut because stuff that used to be protected by law, like, you know, services for supporting children with different educational needs and things, all of that stuff just gets cut out because it doesn't make the school any money, it doesn't improve their results or anything like that. And they just do, like, the absolute bare minimum to get by. Whereas with the council, you'd end up with, I think when the council were running a local education authority, you'd get a lot more idealists. You'd get a lot more people who were involved in education because they cared about education, not because they cared about making loads of money. Because they couldn't make loads of money. You know, working for the council, you were never going to get rich. So instead, you got people who did the job because they cared about stuff. And you had things that were like, you know, the local government, the council stuff or whatever, would campaign on, like, oh, we'll do this in schools because this is what the schools need, and then it would happen. Sometimes, you know, maybe not the most efficient process and stuff like that, and I'm sure there was a lot of waste, but it was, like, way better than what's happening now with academies.
Your first real test.
Now there's, like, such a weird stink of, like, corruption and the kids being an afterthought. I hate it.
Again, the path is blocked. I will bring the sacred fire so you can call the spirits for aid once more.
Yep. Sucks. And they should ban landlords. Just have, again, nationalized. Council owns a lot more property. Council can rent stuff out to people at a sort of agreed rate.
Next,
but
go to the brazier. This time, give thanks to the spirits.
But yeah,
and hope they will still listen.
Thanks. But yeah, just bin off landlords and privately owned things that are just done for profit. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Kids are just a statistic, yeah. Not for the people that actually teach, thankfully, or not all of them. Sadly, there's a weird incentive in schools now where you're made to feel like you should be caring about career progression and stuff like that a lot. So you get people who just care about making their results look as good as possible, because then they, you know, are more likely to get promoted and stuff like that. And it means that then they don't care so much about kids who are unlikely to pass, or kids who are unlikely to get really good grades. Kids who are kind of in the middle just get forgotten about because they're statistically not helpful to that person's career. I've always, as a teacher, I've always been so cynical about anybody who talks about wanting to get promoted all the time. Crazy, because I'm in a lucky position, you know, not having kids and stuff and not needing a lot of extra money. There's a couple of times in schools where I had positions of responsibility and I gave them up because I was like, I don't think I'm in a position where like I'm doing that much that's helping the kids. And I was like, if I'm not in a position, if what I'm doing isn't that worthwhile, I don't want to be the one doing it. Even though it meant, you know, I was giving up £1,000 a year. It's like, that's what a lot of promotions in teaching are like, where you say like, oh, you'll do this extra responsibility that'll take you, you know, an extra 10 hours a week for the year. Here, have £1,000 extra. And it's like, oh.
The beast regains its strength. Tether it to the spirit totems. Weaken its resilience.
Centipede.
Need more time.
Come on, give me some ring skill.
The plane spirit judges you a true spirit.
Give me some little things to kill. I thought about teaching at college. Yeah, I thought about it.
The forest spirit deems you worthy.
I mean, I spent a lot of time teaching in sixth forms and stuff. It didn't. They're very similar. Colleges still run for profit. Still have similar problems, but
Not ready yet.
do. Come on. Give me some things to kill. There we go. Why does me thudding the ground make these birds fall out of the air? That doesn't make any sense.
The sky spirit approves spirit form.
Yay! The spirit died. I think that's a good thing. What was that one? Oh, that's a dazing one. Yeah, I literally didn't notice that doing anything the whole time. I feel different.
Feel the spirits. I can feel the line of my people all the way back to the beginning.
My wife isn't in teaching. Oh god no.
The spirits embrace
She was
you
the
as a
biggest
true
advocate
spirit.
for me leaving teaching.
You honor your circle.
Weirdly, I actually had a very nice day teaching yesterday. I was covering some lessons yesterday and had a lovely time.
It's
nice school.
It's beautiful.
It's
The
beautiful.
sensation you feel is the power of the spirits. They move through you. They bind you to their world. The sensation will fade, but your power will continue to grow, as will your command of the spirits themselves.
I'm gonna do a little
There is
stream
nothing more left for you here.
in a bit
But take
that's really
this
bad.
reward.
Maybe instead of doing a video today, I don't know. I just got a reminder that I meant to make some content for a game, and it's like, I'm gonna make content, but the game is terrible. Like, really terrible.
Spirit born.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. Exactly.
Who have their revenge.
Spirit Hall. Oh, I can choose my spirit now. So what do I get? Jaguar. Every 15th time you deal direct damage to an enemy with a Jaguar skill, you do an extra damage to 15%. That's cool. All skills are now also Jaguar skills. Also, it doesn't actually matter which skill you use. That's weird to say, oh, every time you use a Jaguar skill. By the way, every skill is now a Jaguar skill. I suppose that is quite good because it means that now, like that thing earlier I was saying about, you want to make sure everything synergizes. It will, because you can make everything into the right skill. Casting an Eagle Seal grants 4 seconds of Storm Feather's movement speed. Every time you evade, you fling 8 Storm Feathers, dealing lightning damage and making things vulnerable. Casting a Gorilla skill deals 100% fall damage to enemies you hit and a barrier for 5% of maximum life, up to 30%. That's pretty good. Hitting an enemy with centipede damage reduces their damage and slows them. Well, that seems like it's probably a good thing. Eagle. And I'm going to respec, because I like respecking. And I'm going to do Eagle stuff anyway, because the Eagle stuff was more fun, I think. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the vortex was quite cool, I think. The soaring really wasn't that useful. Oh, but maybe... no, this is more useful. Then I don't have anything in here that I want to use. So just want eagle abilities. Here I can do the thing where I throw out loads. I'm just going all in on eagles for now. It's gonna be a while before I can get that, but I can do this. Now I've got loads of evade charges. Loads of evading to do. Jaguar skills. It's a shame about the teaching thing. It really is. It's like, I mean, and it's like any teacher could tell you what needs to be changed. Like, essentially, it's two things. It's like, teachers need to teach less classes. Like, at the moment, as a teacher, you're just constantly rushed. Like, you constantly don't have time. And it's like, people are like, oh, you got holidays and stuff. It's like, yeah, but during term time, you don't have enough time to do the things everyone would think you're meant to do. You don't have time to check every kid's work. You don't have time to plan effective lessons for every class because you just have too many. You know, if you're teaching 5 hours of lessons a day, that's a lot to plan and mark. Like, that's an insane amount to plan and mark. If you want to do it like high quality and do all the stuff they want to do, which is, you know, obviously a good idea, like differentiating things for all the different students and their different needs in your classes, as well as, you know, being encouraged to do extracurricular things. So you need to teach less classes, which means you need more teachers, which is too expensive. And then the other thing is they need to redo the exam system, because the exam system right now is all about producing data. It doesn't reflect the children's abilities in anything useful, and it doesn't help the children. Surely the whole point about school should be about helping children, and exams just give people lots of data on students jumping through arbitrary hoops and schools jumping through arbitrary hoops, and it's like completely not fit for purpose. It's like it hasn't changed for so long, you know, since 1990 really, that it's like they really should go back to scratch with the whole exam system and be like, I genuinely think what should happen is you should have national curriculums for different subjects. They should rejig them a bit, so like, you know, prioritize English language, deprioritize English literature, slightly deprioritize, I would say, science and maths, and prioritize more like online skills and learning skills and critical thinking skills. Because I think a lot of like maths and science skills can now be replaced with your ability to research stuff very easily, you know, your ability to look things up, your ability to have access to computers to do calculations for you and stuff. Your ability to use the internet and use critical thinking when using the internet and make good decisions on the internet is much more important. And then start building up of like, okay, what things do we want to teach kids that are actually useful? And it's all really like, you know, you want to expose students to a wide variety of disciplines, of like things that they could do that are useful to society or arts. You want to expose kids to as many of those as possible. So like, do you need to do like English literature every year? Probably not. Do English literature a bit so kids get a chance to read some, you know, impressive books and focus on the enjoyment and appreciation of those books rather than the writing of them. And then do some, you know, spend some time on music, some time on art, some time on dance, some time on sports and things. And then also like change sports to be less about competitive sports and more about, you know, getting healthy, like, you know, how to exercise, like have exercise classes and food preparation classes and DIY classes and things like that. Just making students more self-reliant and making them able to adapt to things is much more useful than teaching them skills that you think like, oh, you're going to need to know what an Oxbow Lake is in 20 years. Like, just, yeah. Teach kids how to look after themselves, how to look after other people, and how to learn. That's it. That's what you need to teach kids. You were the last year to do it. That was 1987, yeah. And then in like 1990, they put in the national curriculum and that like changed stuff. 4-day working week would improve everything. Yep. I mean, that's me and my wife have like essentially a 3-day working week. I mean, I know I do a lot more with the streaming now, but my wife works 3 days a week and it's fantastic. I work more seriously these 3 days than I do the other 3 days. I say I'm working seriously now. I'm playing this for ages and I'm not making any money doing this. Thank you to people that renewed their memberships and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm streaming to 14 people. So this isn't a good use of my time. But I feel like I'm still exhausted from my bloody holiday, which is ridiculous.
Can't do that here.
I wondered what happened.
Right, what's that one? Each different basic skill we count is 22%. That's much more effective. Still not gonna make my class based around it though. It's not good enough for that. Right, let's just go. So all that's sorted. He doesn't have any more points. But he will. I kind of want to use my spirit skills and then we'll stop soon because, you know, I spent ages playing this. There we go. What are we doing quest-wise there? The den. Yeah, Mark. And it'd just be good for people's mental health. It'd be good for creating more jobs because then there's obviously more people doing the same. If there's more people needed for the jobs that already exist, then that's a good thing.
He's strong for having. I don't know. Come.
We can get a good view of the river from the southern cliffs.
Let's start our search there.
That's cool. It's cool that every time I dodge, I like throw out these blades. It's cool. Okay, this is much more fun playing as the eagle thing. Oh, there's a treasure goblin. Get some extra XP from this. Look at this, I'm just like jumping about. This is actually quite cool. This is making the class a lot better. You've had 3 crashes on PC so far, that sucks. It's funny that this season everyone's going to be playing Spiritborn.
No, fine.
Like, why would you be playing anything else? I'm playing this on Xbox, I'm not playing on PC for this. What is this? Oh, that's the guy who was in the boat. That's cool.
The docks are northwest up here. You should be able to find your way.
Oh yeah, I didn't think some people do more than one character per season, don't they? That seems crazy to me. You did them all last season. Bloody hell. I still haven't ever got a character to max level.
Not ready yet.
You're not getting away from me that easily. When your core kills overpower an enemy, you spawn 3 volatile blood drops. Picking it up causes it to explode. Seems pretty cool.
Need more time. Need more time.
Still doesn't feel very different. Ow, 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 ow.
Need more time.
What has been happening here?
Someone must have seen me around.
Hey, a town.
Ask around.
I saw
Where?
fishing.
Are you all
the
right?
fishing?
Hell is coming, my kindred. Race like stone. Stand as oak. The clan will prevail.
Look at it. A hunk of old metal. An acrobat's breath.
Not for a few.
And what the race is cursed? Don't say I didn't warn you.
Ugh. What happens now?
Spirits.
Oh, there we go.
What happened here? Did Nirel do this?
See you, Philip. Cheers. Appreciate you watching.
Hollows.
I'm gonna miss the crap game that I'm gonna play.
Nirel could have taken this from.
This is the Kidbin, child. It protects us from the hollows.
In here, it's an archive of sorts.
What do you mean?
More of that stuff. They reference the death of the Kidbin. Looks more like a madman. Would you believe it was both?
Big old bird.
Traveling call. I found to learn. We'll need if we're lucky.
Travel to Anucha Ika burial. What are my overall impressions of Vessel of Hatred so far? I think it's too samey. I would have much preferred that it had some new mechanics or something different about it. Like I was saying, I think Reaper of Souls in Diablo 3 was a really good expansion, and it felt quite different to play. It was like a very different mood and tone. Crusader was a very different kind of class. I thought that was really cool. And I kind of wish this was a bit more like that. And like the class is very similar. You know?
This place was meant to be sacred, not a brew house for dregs slaughter.
Like the class doesn't feel that different to other classes. It doesn't, like, I feel like it's too similar to being a druid. I really wish they'd added Crusaders or something completely different.
You know me.
Rise, Eru. I did not.
We march on the curse.
Ah, my child. Your intent is pure, but to place yourself as a... But this much I would...
You should consider yourself. He's giving me outside.
Yay. Yeah. I'm sure like people who are more into the game, who've been like more into Diablo, will probably be able to get more out of it because they'd appreciate the smaller changes. Like having a mercenary with you is kind of cool, but it's, you know, obviously something that we've had in other Diablo games.
Join me, will you?
So it feels less exciting because of that.
Swells abroad as far as the eye can slow down to make things worse. The whole city is walled up. To keep us out, or Neirel in, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll need to tend the ritual. Wehacho akarat. Haeo la kusa ipakun kehega.
Does it?
So long as you stay close. So, stay close.
Stay close. Do-do-do.
Wehacho akarat. Haeo pa. La kusa ipakun kehega.
Come on. Oh, hello. This like jumping around and being able to use my abilities is quite fun. Being able to zap everything. Woo!
You need to spread this. Barucar was a say string.
Oh, it's lagging. It's lagging. Whoa. Feels like I've got a conduit thing like all the time when I'm dodging with this. Have I engaged? There we go, we should be back here. I don't really know what happened there. It's like my PC lost its HDMI connection. Like just randomly. It's not good.
Let's be honest. With whatever your brain knows, tell me the truth, Mephisto. Doesn't matter.
Right, let's go into the Durance of Hate.
The Durance of Hate. Mephisto's prison once. I'd hope to never come here.
Demon Massacre. I just don't need to kill anything here, so it's like, why bother? Here we go. Must be a boss. Oh, game's frozen. Don't know. I don't know why this happened. I'm just re-saying it. There we go. Weird. Don't know why my PC's struggling. Facecam's on a different PC, that's why that's fine.
What has Mephisto done to you?
We have each played a part in what has happened here. Friends, you told her you trusted her more than yourself to do what she thought was right. You abdicated your choice to this child, and she has already been poisoned by the stone. Going to war with me will only make her suffering worse.
Just realised I missed a meeting yesterday. That's upsetting.
She will die before she surrenders.
Oh.
A wasteful outcome for both of us. How long do you think she can survive?
Right, let's go do some killing, shall we? It's not like they're actually doing any damage. I literally wasn't touching the controller for a while then, I was fine. What's this? Yes, good cheers, Cobb. Do you know, Cobb, if you're going to have time off around Call of Duty's launch yet? Are we going to be able to do zombies? I need to like work out between you and Finley and Flynn and whoever. Work out how many people we need. 'Cause it'd be nice to go into zombies with 4 of us.
Has strength to lend her.
You've booked a days off. Nice. Have you booked?
We must trust him. Go into the portal.
Why not? You've booked Friday and Saturday. Okay, so if it's playable on a Thursday, you won't be able to play. We just don't know if it's going to be playable on a Thursday.
We'll free her.
Who else? Beautiful. Go.
Woo! Right. This seems like probably a good place to stop, maybe? So level 28 in, what's that, 4 hours. That doesn't seem too bad, considering I stopped a lot to talk. We running quickly. Food stuff.
Need time.
Like, I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do it. This area doesn't look very interesting. I don't think. Oh, is this like the new capital town? It's kind of cool.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Eru sent me. He asked me to point you to bad.
Yay, level 29. I don't really know these things, what they do. I think you can change like something about weapons. I haven't really messed with it. Right, so that I can put on, that I can put on. That skill deal 15% damage available to private thing. That's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty bad. Yeah.
Take care now.
Oh, and then he's got a new thing, so now he can reflect damage. Yeah, dealing damage, that's what I want. Throw your shield right here. And then this, I can put in 1 point there, 2 points there. And then I will be able to do this. So vulnerable enemies heal me. The base spirit of a skill grants extra movement speed. Increases core stats by 50%. So if I added in an extra thing, I could... Like if I added in the poison thing, I could just keep on having 50% increased core stats. That seems like a good idea. That seems good. That seems good. Huh. Lots of good abilities. I really hate all the power gun stuff. Like, once you get past that, like, this sort of stuff is all, like, interesting choices. And then you get to the bloody power... I can't look at the power gun because it's level 60. But it's, like, such a tedious, like, oh, now it's basically a big spreadsheet full of powers. That's not what you want, is it? Just having a bit of a look around here. I don't know what this is. Complete Undercity, Whale of the Forgotten. Don't know what that's about. You can change difficulty here as well. You can normally only do that in Voyashad. Oh, so now I could put it up to expert. Or penitent. Penitent. Does increase the XP, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it at this point. Right, I think that's me done. So, yeah, Paragon's rubbish. I did start a new character, yeah, 'cause it's a new season and everything like that. Good job, 4 hours work. I think so. I think so. Just, yeah, I don't know. It hasn't changed Diablo up enough for me for what I would want. Like, the new class is just like all of the old classes, and the new area feels just like all of the old areas. Like, it just doesn't feel different enough, which is a shame. I think it's a shame. Right, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Now I am actually gonna be back very soon. I'm gonna go have lunch quickly, and then I'm gonna come back and stream a game because I have an obligation to, even though I told them I'm gonna trash it if I have to stream it because it's really bad. So I'm gonna come back and do another stream in a little bit of a really terrible game. So